spent 100,000 on a brand new point of choker. All the many girls got a motor. Feel that shit in my shooter. Brand new watch was a quarter. And you know we flooded in water. Don't know every day I'm in love, but I'm young enough for your daughter.
So yo, what's good? It's your boy Ree McLean, and basically today I'm going to be deconstructing a beat that I've made. It's the One More Time beat. A couple people have used it now. Do you get it? Well, Nazi's used it. That's about it. But big up Nazi De Niro. You feel me? I'm gonna put a little snippet now of what he used it for. It was a Freestyle Friday that me, Nazi, and JM, shout out Shaw Nation, and we've been doing for like 6 months. I might be gassed, I don't know. I forgot completely. I've got the number off the top of my head. But yeah, we've been doing Freestyle Fridays and just making sure that we've got content out there to be given to you lots, you get me? So yeah. So basically, yeah, here's a little snippet of Nazi De Niro's Freestyle Friday called One More Time, produced by myself.
Bro, they can't cross me like tic-tac-toe. RM on the beat, ND on the verse, so you can't go wrong like Wiley. If I'm in the lab, I cause an earthquake, you say that my temper's tiny. Got a bouncing girl that's like Beyonce, but her eyes come blue like Ivy. Try me, why try me unlightly? Just to get a piece that smiley.
I love you, real.
But yeah, what I did though was I am a pretty big fan. If you know me personally, you should know that I like Lil Uzi Vert. You feel me? Now Uzi, I feel like he's just different. He's got his own style. He don't really care about what anybody thinks. You get it? He kind of just does what he needs to do. He can spit bars and he's good with that kind of melodic vibe. He makes music for pretty much any mood you're in, basically. And I rate that highly, innit? So yeah, like hard. Now I am from the UK, I'm from London, so what I decided to do, Uzi has jumped on this one beat. The song's called Free Uzi. I'll put a little snippet here now quickly.
She was tripping, had to ask her what pick you take. I can make your little bitch just wanna percolate. Sex first, then we can have an accident. Gave me head to my shit, I'm decapitate. Look me in my eye and do I'm that nasty face.
It was like kind of drill. It wasn't the drill that I kind of listened to. Did you get it? But obviously, being a producer and artist from London, I know more like the UK drill kind of. The pattern's a bit different. You feel me? And I thought one day, rah, what if Uzi got on some UK drill? So I did exactly that. I went out, I was looking for acapellas for some of Uzi's songs. I wasn't sure which song to use. There's like countless. But my One More Time beat was, let me double check. The One More Time beat is 148 beats per minute. So obviously I wanted a song similar BPM, just so I wouldn't have to speed up the vocals too much and then the vocals would sound too processed, or slow down my beat too much, otherwise it will lose the vibe that I already gave it, basically. So I wanted something kind of that, I wanted to meet myself in the middle, basically. I thought, what better song than Celebration Station? It's a banger, it's on Eternal Tate. The deluxe was crazy as well, actually. The deluxe was crazy. But yeah, Celebration Station just has a crazy vibe, and whoever produced it, I think it's Uzi Mane and might be, yeah, Uzi Mane and Brandon, I'm pretty sure. Brandon finesse him. Yeah, them producers there put some crazy like Ariana Grande vocals in the back and it sounds crazy. So the acapella that I got still had a bit of the vocals. So again, that mixed with my beat, and my beat already had vocals, it was crazy. To cut a long story short, I'm gonna deconstruct this beat. I'm gonna screen record my screen on my computer and just show you guys how I basically did everything and how Uzi would sound on a UK drill type beat. You feel me? Let's get it. I'm joking, that was so cringe. Alright, so boom, I've got the project open now. This is the project for the beat, so this is just the beat alone. So yeah, first of all, I'm just gonna break down how I made the beat itself. As you can see, it's very like different, and if you've heard the beat, you'll know why it's different, because it switches up. So it goes from drill to like this trap wave, and then it comes back in, and you get the idea soon, innit? But yeah, I'm just gonna start off with the sample. Originally, this is how it sounded.
I love you, real.
It sounded good, but what I wanted to do was just change it and transform it. So the first thing I did was I added a tremolo. So for anybody that doesn't know what a tremolo does, a tremolo basically is automatic panning. So when you can pan audio from left to right, and the tremolo does that, but you can set the rate and the depth of how you want it to pan. So as you can see here, I've got my depth at 30%, so it's not too strong, but it still kind of, you know, bounces from left to right. So after I put the tremolo on, this is how it sounds. And then I added a halftime. So the halftime, as you can see here, by Cable Guys. I don't have gross beat because I'm using Logic, and FL just confuses me, I can't lie to you. I put the loop on half a bar, and I've set the mode, brought it from 2 times to 1.5. this is the bit where the 808 isn't here. Usually for the main sample here, and I'll show you actually, and in the intro the low frequencies are boosted because there's no 808, so I might as well enhance what's already there just to give it this vibe and just to basically fill everything in, otherwise it sounds very, very empty. Then I started off with, I wanted to make a drill beat, so I started off with drill percussion. Just this snare alone, I just boosted some of this frequency. So without the EQ, this is how the snare sounds. And then this is with the EQ. Woo! And the depth is at 75, so it's a bit more deep. It's a bit more apparent that there's some sort of panning going on. This is my pattern. Now obviously, as you can see, the velocities have been played around with. I used this button here, and then you can just mess around with the velocities. Then we've got my second snare. That's not the main snare that hits, basically. This is just another thing to be there, just to fill space essentially. And I've added a stereo delay, which is that the little ring you hear after every hit. So you see how it's got a little echo to it. That's a stereo delay. Then I moved on to the open hats. This is how it sounds with all of the rest of the drums. It's just another thing essentially to fill space. And then in triangle, that triangle is used in a lot of UK drill beats anyway, so I just thought I'd add it in and make sure it was in the right place. So this is the snare. But yeah, this is the 808 by itself. Now, the reason it sounds so like devilish, I guess, is because of the way I've EQ'd some of the mid to high frequencies and the stereo spread. So I'm going to go through that quickly. So the EQ, just very simple, literally around between 50 and 1K, just went zoop. And then the stereo spread, it basically widens the sound that you're hearing. So without it, this is how it sounds. And now this is with it. You see it, you see, do you get it now? So on my channel strip, I have a bus. Now why do I have a bus? Is because that's how I mix the majority of the time. And if I'm layering a kick on an 808, I find that this is the best method. It's a method called sidechain compression. Now all that is, just to not bore people, every time the kick hits, the 808 frequencies that are in the same. Okay, cool. Alright, so a kick and an 808 both contain a lot of low frequencies. So in a mix, depending on how you've leveled everything, these two sounds are going to be fighting to get heard. I'll play you the kick on the 808 quickly first. Now the reason it sounds so punchy is because of the sidechain compression. So I don't know, well, there's definitely a way to do this in FL or other DAWs, but the way I did it, just real quick, is compressor, then I press sidechain. I set it to bus 1 because that was the first bus. That's the same bus I used on the 808, as you can see, bus 1. I didn't rename it or nothing. And then I just played around with the makeup, the threshold, and the ratio. This doesn't really move once you sidechain it, so you got to go into the graph and you can see how this sounds. So now that I've gone through the whole of the UK drill pattern setup, I'm going to play it all together just by itself without the sample so you can hear it. And then I got bored. I didn't get bored, but I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to add something new. I thought, why not have 2 separate sections? So if an artist did jump on it, it just sounds like it's the same beat, but it went left, but in a good way. It took a very different direction. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Why am I waffling? So then I got started on the trap drums. All right, so this is the clap that I went for. Simple pattern really, just hitting on every 3rd beat. Then we've got the snare. It's a snare, what the hell? I love my hats, I love my trap hats, so I did go a bit more complex on this, but yeah, let me play them to you. Now the reason it's got that reverse kind of sound effect is because I've used a tremolo. Well, it's not because it's because of Effectrix. And then I went onto the reverse section, put it on the last. So from 25, is that 25? Yeah. So from 25 to 32, and then I just brought the mix down accordingly, just so you can hear that there's a reverse there, but it's not completely changing the whole sound. And yeah, you get this effect. You see how it kind of drags the sound and then punches it back at you. I can't explain it, but it sounds good. And then the trap 808. Same way with the other 808, I laid it with a kick and did the sidechain compression technique. So boom, have the kick here, this is how it sounds. Oh, you can't forget about the open hat. Now this just basically fills in more space and it creates another rhythm in with the rhythm that I've already got going on. It just makes it solidifies everything that we've got already. So for the vocals, I used Arcade, a plugin by Output. I highly recommend it. This isn't even a sponsorship or anything. Arcade it's just sick. It's sick. People at Output, you've definitely done a good job, I can't lie to you. So this one here that I used was Find Your Way. The way Arcade works is the white notes play sound, and then the black notes modify what's already been played. So if I play this white note quickly, and then I'll play the white note with some black notes, or this, or this. See that it just reverses it, or this. So as you get the gist, of it. So right now I've got that C sharp major. If I play this, you'll be able to hear the difference. So, and then I'll bring it to a C major, and then a B major. You see that it just changes. So yeah, Arcade's sick for vocals, for anything other than vocals as well. Like it's hard. I just played around until I found my own pattern, and this is what I got.
One more time, one more time. One more time, one more time. One more time, one more time. One more time, one more time.
You see how it's still ringing out? And then that's pretty much the whole beat. I've got some sound effects and stuff just to basically solidify everything and bring sections into other sections so it doesn't sound very like, you know, boom boom, you know what I mean? It needs to be smooth, it needs to have something to drag it in. So then the last thing I added was the Ree McLean tag, because it's signature. Come on, man. Of course I gotta add it.
I love you, Ree.
So now that you've seen the beat, I'm gonna show you how I put Uzi on it. It's not that hard. I'm gonna open up that project now. So yeah, what I did. Whoa. So yeah, what I did was I dragged the beat in, and I didn't really do anything else. The beat's already finished now, so this is the beat by itself.
One more time, one more time. One more time, one more time. One more time.
I I added all of these plugins onto the acapella. I'll show you the acapella with no plugins quickly.
Fast pace all the time, yeah. Too much guap, bands, bellow form, 10, she ignored that.
You can still kind of hear the beat, but it's mainly the vocals and I guess you can hear the synth a little bit. But it doesn't matter because my beat is going to overshadow this acapella. So with all of the plugins, I've got a pitch correction, I've got a compressor, I've got an EQ, I've got another compressor, I've got a noise gate, I've got a multipressor, I've got an expander, I've got a reverb, basically a space designer, then I've got an EQ. Altogether, this is now how the vocals sound.
Bands, bellow form, 10, she ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand.
Now it does actually clean it up quite a bit and it takes a bit more of the background noise that I don't really need out. Now with the beat and the acapella both sorted, I just leveled it accordingly and this is what I got.
And I can't do my dance cause my pants they from France. I can't slow it.
I love you, baby.
I can't slow it. Fast pace all the time, yeah. Too much guap, bands, bellow form, 10, she ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my glam. Stuck in this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Stuck in this shit, and that Glock, he gon' hit it up. He is shot, so gets mad. My chopper get hot, just like a pan. She get lights, just like a ram. I got the toes and I counted to fingers, so I do not need a helping hand. I'm in the crib, I'm moving again. Got your bitch on me, she grooving again. Stop them again and just give them a reason to hate. So my niggas shooting again. I get my root, drop that shit again. She saw my dick, then she mocked up my friend. No, we do not want to feel too again. When she let me go, I'm on the loose again. She on the molly, she traveled again. She ain't in mine, this girl is a win. I prayed every time when I thought she shit. I write in my mind, I don't even think. She giving me time, I watch cause of love. Just give me more time, I watch cause of that. Look at Lil Uzi, he popping again. Them niggas, they switching, they hopping again. Look at them niggas, they hopping again. She giving that top and she slopping again. Look at this album, it's flopping again. I tell her to break, I'm not stopping again. Too much guap, bands, bellow form, 10, she ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. So, yeah, what is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my glam. Stack on this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, that that Glock, he gon' hit it up. He ain't shot, so gets mad. Spent 100,000 on a brand new point of choker. Automatic girls got a motor. Feel that shit in my shooter. Watch what's quarter. And you know it's flooded in water. You know every day I'm in order, but I'm young enough to be older. And you know my neck is flooded in borders. Getting money, that's my quota. Even though Lil Uzi getting older, I'm young enough for your daughter. Every time I'm in my mind, I fool this. She give me hypnosis. Talk about the love can't hold. Talk about the clock can't fool. Talk about your mind, you don't know. Yeah, just take your time and gotta be cool. Yeah, it's on my mind. They just know. Yeah, fast pace all the time. Yeah, I can't so much. Yeah, bands, bellow form, 10. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. Let's go. Yeah, what is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my glam. Stack on this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be